Hello everyone, Krydax here, and welcome back to pYanodon's Season 3. In this episode, we're going to be finishing up our circuit build here, hopefully. We'll see if we actually get done with that or not. But yeah, I'm pretty excited. I also have a confession to make. I am no good at this game. I am so sorry. So, back in, it was 2 or 3 episodes ago now, we had our rubber breakdown, our mental breakdown over building the rubber, because it was so flipping hard. I missed something really big, like something embarrassingly big. I missed a way to make sulfuric acid that I'm really embarrassed that I missed. Especially because as soon as I was reminded of this, I remembered that it existed. But somehow my brain had forgotten it. So at some point I looked at the uses of sulfur, or I looked at trying to make sulfuric acid from sulfur, and we just couldn't do it. But sulfur makes acid gas directly with refined syngas right here. I don't know how I missed this one. And then the other thing I forgot is that we can just mine sulfur directly out of the ground with sulfur mines. Which again, I knew those existed. When I made the world, I increased their spawn rate a little bit, because I remembered, like, oh yeah, you need a lot of sulfur, so I'll maybe... I didn't, like, pump it up crazy, but I definitely increased the sulfur rocks and the salt rocks, because those are kind of the 2 of the main rocks that you need. So instead of needing 900 syngas for this, we're probably only... yeah, it's gonna be crazy. We're probably only gonna need a small amount. So if we rebuild this, let me remove these rows. I do still want to build the oil sand thing. I just don't know if this is going to be the time for it. Because this, well, it might still be the time for it. This is what we really need right here. And we don't need the methanol. It's just crazy. We do need some methanol, I guess, because we want the refined syngas. I could make it a different way. I could make it with activated carbon, but overall, I think activated carbon is a more expensive way to make refined syngas. So, nickel plate and bio oil. When do I get that? Looks like I get that later. Maybe fuel production stage 2. No, it's right here. No? Yes. Blue science. It's called petroleum gas processing, and none of these have anything to do with petroleum. Oh, that one, I guess, makes petroleum. It's funny how petroleum is not really in Pi. It barely features existence at all. Anyway, okay, so we're gonna do that guy, just like before. And we want to control click on the refined syngas, and then we need the methanol. So we do need a little bit of syngas and methanol. Now this is where there's so many ways to make methanol. This is certainly a primary way, but I was looking at some of the other ways. Like, we could use filtration media and wastewater. So if we have extra filtration media, we could do that. We could do this one, which is a lot of methane, a decent amount of hot air, and a little bit of titanium tetrachloride. And then there's this one, which is pretty similar, but it's tin chromium instead of titanium tetrachloride and copper. And that one uses more hot air per methanol, but less methane per methanol. So it's a weird, like, they're both very similar but different. So those are very legit ways to get methanol as well that use less copper. And then we wouldn't need the syngas at all. So there are options here. And this build is just way less scary. You know, I feel like we could almost just do some simple syngas production from naphtha here. I mean, only 175 naphtha, that's not very much at all when looking at all the different ways we'll get it. Because refined natural gas produces the condensates, which, let me just double check this. I'm pretty sure this is what I'm remembering. It produces the condensates, and then the condensates produce 100 refined natural gas again, which then produce, yeah. So we end up getting 100% naphtha out of refined natural gas. And refined natural gas comes out of condensates. So basically, condensates are naphtha. Another way to look at this is it's 100 naphtha, however many cycles, it's probably like 60 BTX or 90 BTX or something. I don't know how many cycles it takes to fully, and it might be 4 cycles actually. So that might count for like 120 BTX and 50 tailings if you keep recycling the refined natural gas into, you know, all these things. Because you get 66% back, and then you get 66% of that, and then you get 66% of that. So really the way to look at it is this only costs us 33 condensates. That's the way to look at it. Right. So it makes 3 times as much of these. So really 100 condensates makes, assuming you do the loop, it makes 90 BTX and 150 tailings. Like, condensates are great. That's a lot of BTX. And then BTX we can use to make benzene or methane, or later ethylene and xylenol. And benzene can make, well, nothing yet because we haven't done the researches, but it's a big part of a plastic recipe later. We need it for styrene, which is another way to make rubber later. We need it for nylon. That's what I remember needing it for. Cumene, but a different cumene recipe. I guess we actually don't need a ton of benzene for a while. Anyway, I'm off the rails again. My point is condensates are awesome, and they're mostly naphtha, so... And then what was the other way? Oh, high distillates get you naphtha as well. And then we get a little bit from our raw gas processing. But it's mostly the shale oil processing, I think, that gets us the condensates. Which, why is that not showing up? Oh, because we're looking at naphtha. That's why. But condensates are naphtha. So anything that makes condensates is also naphtha. So condensates come from this. Yeah, 300 shale oil makes 250 condensates. That's crazy. So we're gonna have plenty of naphtha for pretty much our whole life. Like, how much? I just wanted to see the rate. If these are running, which they're not, that's scary. We're making 450 a second. Yeah, this is exactly what I was worried about, actually. We have enough stone for once. That could potentially be bad. We might need to start voiding stone. What's the best way to void stone? I'd say landfill, but it's kind of rough. Maybe it's like making stone furnaces and then burning those. That could be it. Huh. Yeah, maybe. Or is there something stone bricks go in? That would be a good sink. Not really. Walls. Shoot. Yeah, this is interesting. We might need to set up a big stone deletion plant. I mean, this is definitely a way to get rid of some stone, because we need 8 stone. If we're making 8 soil, and it requires equal parts soil, this would delete 16 stone a second. So that's actually maybe the way to do it. Is delete landfill. Because we don't have to delete very much. And that gets rid of 16 stone a second. Huh. Interesting. Okay, well, I want to finish this circuit build. What did we still need to do? Or sorry, let's get rid of, or let's keep doing this first. I think I do want to make the bitumen system. I think the bitumen system is really cool. So we're just gonna do it. Okay. So all of that oh, that's not even for syngas. If we make it focus on syngas, all the syngas that we need. Wait, what? 466? Oh, that 200's not canceling out with that 200. Interesting. I guess I need to put just some sort of... Oh, let's also remember medium distillates can create methanol from stripped distillates. I keep forgetting that too. But I'll just put this up here because to meet the need for that one, even though that's not really a thing. So that this one has the correct amount of syngas. Which is 266, which is 53 of the hot syngas, which is 53 purified syngas, which is 53 dirty syngas, a little bit of filtration media. Now that's not free. That's not free, and even filtration media needs activated carbon, so filtration media is annoying, I will give you that. Sand, gravel, coal dust, glass, zinc chloride, hydroxide, and fiber is kind of the total cost of filtration media. It adds up. But we end up with only needing 53 bitumen, which is basically nothing. I mean, we'll make a much bigger bitumen plant than that. Yeah, this costs us 1 crushed oil sand per second. .89 oil sand extractors. Yeah, I want to make a lot more than that. So we'll make a big bitumen plant for sure. And then we'll make syngas out of it, and we'll also do bitumen processing to get tons of coke. Anyway, let's see what's the holdup here. So we've got the formica, we've got no ceramic, it looks like. Because I haven't done this yet. Let's do that. Now, are any of these gonna have like rate problems with that sideways inserter? None of those are. That one's not. That one needs 1 urea a second. That should be good. These need 1 copper a second. That should be fine. 1.4 a second. Yep. Okay, and then these guys need... Uh-oh. Train is stuck. That's never a good message to get. Please, 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 please tell me this is just a slow train. Yep. Yep. Okay. We're okay. Everything's fine. Wait, why is this one getting ash? This is -50. Shouldn't this one be getting ash? Okay, now I'm confused. I'm really confused. Why is this station... They're both only on channel 2. This is -50 station priority. This should not be receiving ash. Unless this one had 2 trains coming to it at the same time. Maybe it did. Maybe there were 3 ash trains generated at the same time. I have no idea. Huh. It could be that. It could be that. Ash trains take a while to load and unload, so that could be part of the problem. Wherever this loaded from must have been really slow, though. Oh, man. Trashing is becoming an issue, I think. Oh, goodness. I wonder if it's this ash down here, still too slow. I mean, it really is too slow. We know that it needs to be 6 tiles. But don't worry, I'm not going to make the same mistake I made before. I'll copy that and then connect those. Uh-oh. Now that might not work. Okay. It's all dark now. Alright, I need more coffee. Anyway, what did I do? The heck? I don't remember putting in that request. Whoops. Channel 1. And then we want to copy the battery and solder requests into here. Oh my gosh, it's working! It's working! Circuits! Holy crap. 2 chip shooter machines working at the same time. That is a new thing for us. I also realized just now we're gonna need faster inserters here. Actually, we're gonna need to just spring for faster inserters. There we go. Because it's 1.5 of those and 2.75 of those. Which actually means we still need a fast here. Okay, that should be fast enough for everything. Oh my gosh, this is crazy! And I'm guessing 50 bots isn't enough? I guess what I'll do is I'll stop these up so that they get backed up. And we'll let the bots kind of clear out. Yeah, it kind of seems that it's not enough. I thought 50 might be enough, but it ain't. I'm gonna drink some coffee. Get refreshed, get some brain juice flowing. So is the bitumen plant next? Like, what's next? Or is it AUGs? I did say AUGs after circuits. I might need to do AUGs before that. Didn't we already get stuff for AUGs? Totally lost my train of thought on what we were doing. I don't know. Yeah, the circuits detour was because I wanted an AUGs build, if I'm remembering correctly. Yeah. Yeah, we've got the AUGs build all ready to go, so we need to go do that. Okay, so now let's fire up the circuits again. So now that things are kind of backed up. And then the logistics bots, I'm just gonna guess 50 ain't enough. Yeah. Yeah, we're gonna need more than 50. But hey, it's all working. It's all working. Nice. Circuits. Circuit 1, we'll call it. What's FRF? Fungible fluid request. Fungible request. Fluid request fungible. That's what it was. Hold steam for circuit 1. This is formaldehyde for circuit 1. This is circuit 1 inputs. And I want to make sure, because we just installed it, that this is correct. All of these controlled properly. Yeah, they're all linked to the same green wire. Okay. Sweet. So circuits are done. Let me go get some more logistics bots, if they exist. I wonder how many we actually need. 100? Because they do move 3 items at a time. They move a decent amount. There's also a big stone mine right here that we could utilize for Keratin, if we so desire at some point. What's the other way to make shale oil, by the way? Or is there another way, even? Ha! Depolymerized organics? No way. No way would you ever use that to make shale oil. That would be the most ridiculous thing. That would be the most expensive shale oil of all time. That's kind of crazy. I guess you could turn bones into keratin. I guess this is the way. If you really wanted to mass produce keratin late game, you'd use this. And just eat the cost of these other things. That doesn't seem worth it, but maybe it is. Because 20 keratin is enough to make 200 shale oil. Is that enough to even give you your 100 lubricant back? Maybe if you have productivity on every step? Because 200 shale oil is not going to get you 200 heavy oil, and heavy oil is less. Yeah, I don't know. That's quite iffy. I guess if you're desperate for the things shale oil gives you. Anyway, let's throw in another 50 bots here and see if that can catch up. So again, we'll slow down. And I might even throw in one more roboport here. This is a charging station in the middle. Yeah, power is gonna start to hurt, but we should start to catch up on circuits, and then I can feel like I can afford another 10 tidal plants. I think that'll be important. Gosh, they're still not caught up? We might need more than 100. Okay, now they're catching up. We've got 12 available, 14, 16. Let's get it flowing again. Okay, 50 available, going back down, 40 available. 40, 35, 30, 25. Holding steady at 25. Okay, we might have found our sweet spot. Looks like we needed about 75 bots for this. So I'm glad I belted what I did. If I hadn't belted these things, we probably would have needed like 150 to 200 bots. Because the items that we belted alone were like half of the throughput of this whole shebang. So, okay. Yeah, I think that's just about the right amount. Perfect. Wow. That's so many circuits. We've never seen anywhere near this many circuits in our entire measly lives. Look at this. Look at this graph. There's the all-time graph where it peaked at 13.5 per minute, and then look at this, peaking at more than 10 times our production here, peaking at 161 a minute. Amazing. Amazing. All right, well, I love that. Let's go work on AUGs now, I guess. So, yeah, it is done, whatever this requested. And what am I scared of? Why didn't I request more? Because I didn't want to spend a bunch of soil? Whatever. Whatever. 28, 4, I'll spend the resources. I still don't remember what my build was gonna look like. Was it this? Was this my plan? I think this was my plan. Okay, I do only need 2 of these, actually. It is gonna take a minute, though, isn't it? I think it's also time to put more bots into this network. Into the auto mall. Because the auto mall hurts a little bit when I do 10 buildings at once. You know what I just realized I don't have on channel 1? Well, no, I guess I do have charging ports in all the important spots. Except maybe down here. Let's get a channel 1 down here. And then maybe just one down here as well. I know right now this area looks busy because of soil, but normally they're not picking up soil. So this, it would more be ones going this along this diagonal that would cross over this spot. But that still feels like a good spot to have a charging port. Wow, electric boilers are my main average cost. When you look at it that way, it does mean that any place that I'm wasting fluid fuel for steam kind of makes me feel like maybe I should just be making oil burner steam and putting that on trains, because that alone could save me a few hundred megawatts. Okay, anyway, this AUG build is... That's right, we're gonna build it over by the flora. And we were gonna provide manure, liquid manure, and we're going to provide all the things. Okay. And then I also need a botanical nursery for recycling the depolymerized organics. No, not depolymerized. What am I saying? Sinkhole. I'm gonna get my shopping list together here. Exhaust vent. I want 7. I want stack inserters. Wait, stack inserters aren't on channel 1. Wait, neither are these? No, those aren't on channel 1. It's so confusing. I just gotta grab them myself. Why do I only have steel chests going to 20? That's messed up. That should be 200. Oh, that's for channel 1. Never mind. Okay, how about 40? But then this one should be 400 for sure. Sometimes we need a lot of steel chests. It's just they're all stored in other places is the problem. Tidal plants are done for what it's worth. If that makes anyone feel better. Mechanical parts are still lagging. Because gearboxes are lagging because shaft. I'm gonna make a second building for shaft. I think it's finally time. So you shaft Mark 1. Channel 1, 50. Looks like we're out of Phoenix. Okay, and we never get a faster way to make that. That is just a crazy bummer to me. Wow, look at all this gravel and stone coming out. Whew. No wonder we're not using the stone from down here. We've got all the trash stone we could ever want. Sulfuric acid's full. That's a first. Wait, what's happening here? Oh. Burner is not burning the whatever's fast enough. I don't actually know what's going on here. Huh. I am gonna upgrade that inserter though. Whatever that's about. And yeah, I guess we're just waiting for Phoenix. Should I add another smelter for it over here? It's not really easy to do. Should I put it on trains? Oh, I'm just not sure. Are we just not making enough? But are we making enough? We're just not buffering it enough. How much Phoenix does a tidal plant use? Hard to say. Well, it says 95 right there on the tin. So 95 Phoenix is gonna take... Yeah, I mean, each tidal plant... Yeah, when I look at it that way, I don't know. Okay, now this is probably stuck for real. What's going on? I just forgot the CO2 filter. Okay. I did cyanic and hydrogen. Looks like I did the other three. Okay, cool. So fix that. I guess I just don't worry about Phoenix for now. We're out of bolts. S inserter here. Wow. Need a stack inserter for that. That's crazy. I guess we are working... Hey, we finished belt stacking. Oh, sweet. I missed it. When did that happen? It must have been just moments ago. But now belts are stacking to 3. Now, why is it making so many more? Because we already have the 28 that I want. So why is it still making 10 more AUG paddocks? Does anybody understand what went wrong here? Are we not reading the contents of these? And taking them out of the network? I'm confused. Why are these buildings all locked into AUG paddocks? If I reset, are they gonna go back to being AUG paddocks still? Since bolts are taking so long. I mean, I might need to make another bolts maker. I don't think so. I feel like it just needs time to buffer. And we just need to make that 4,000 so the buffer actually works. But yeah, I'm a little confused. Why is it still trying to make AUG paddocks? How did that... Because those aren't on this list. And now that we have the requested amount, that amount is getting negated. And that negated amount is getting added to the signal here for the set request on channel 1, which is what generates in the first place the order to craft the buildings. So it doesn't make any sense to me. Oh god, what's wrong? Oh, something's very wrong. Oh, it just takes forever to empty out. I guess this is a good place for fast inserters. That'll help the reset go faster. It's taking absolutely forever for them to dump all of the dirt. The dirt's all ending up there. Oh, shoot. Because we don't have extra storage space for it. Oh, that's bad. Okay, that still doesn't explain why these are making more AUG paddocks. Why is this happening? 28. 28. Where is the order for AUG paddocks coming from? It's outputting a desire for 22 AUG paddocks. Why? 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 That's not... Y'all, I'm so confused. So that generates a request. But the buffer chest should count storage on channel 0. Wait. Has this been a problem the whole time and I've just never caught it? I'm so confused right now. So don't I just need to... Oh yeah, I've got 14 Yadles right here that we never... Oh my gosh. I think this has been happening the whole time. So I need... What I'm not doing is adding... And thankfully, I think we might be able to do this if I just green wire up the buffer chests to these guys. Because we're reading the contents of these and we're subtracting that from the requests. I think I can do that. I'm gonna reset again. I know my poor bots are like, what are you doing to me? These logistics bots are so mad at me right now. Oh goodness. But I think that will fix it. It's such a weird... How did we miss that? I swear we considered that. I must have thought I'd handled it. But now we are actively subtracting the 28 AUG paddocks that are in this buffer chest from the request. And the request, which is on this green wire, is being sent directly to there. Maybe I thought the request would propagate through this being set requests, and when this got to 0, it would stop requesting. Because we are creating... Maybe I did this wrong. Am I making a double request? Because we are reading the logistic network requests on this one, which is the red one. Oh, that's something different. The green one here is reading our contents on channel 1. Not our request. So I needed to create the request here, but I never canceled the request when we finally got the item. I canceled the request from this blue chest, but I didn't cancel the request to make the building in the first place. So yeah, now we see these stupid buildings aren't making silly ol' AUG paddocks anymore. Okay, good. Wow, that was weird. Okay, get rid of the extras. Turn this off. That didn't screw that up. Take all the results. Delete all the things out of here. Turn it back on. Okay. Well, that should fix that. I'm gonna go grab some more belts, and then we're gonna work on this AUG paddock thing. Crazy. Okay. And what is the holdup for Pi2 Science these days? And it is indeed Pi2 Science. It is the mechanical parts. Not surprising. How much are we talking? 2 per minute? Each mechanical part is 5 Phoenix. So 2 per minute is 10 Phoenix per minute. How much am I making? Only 12. Oh my gosh. I didn't realize that Pi2 Science would request pretty much all of our Phoenix. Okay, I need another one. For sure, and I can't craft one. Because it requires, oh right, the ceramic, which we have down here. Perfect. Alright. This is a stopgap measure for now. But we're just gonna keep the stuff rolling. What did I need? Nexolite, iron, and antimony. Where's the antimony? Is it on the bottom? Yeah. So, antimony. And then we need iron and nexolite on the top. And then we need these guys. Oh, I ran out. How did I run out? Just at the end. That's okay, we're right here. We got more. We got all the pipes, baby. Okay. Okay, so then we just need that. And more Phoenix? Yeah. Done. Okay. That's now done. I would like... I'm pretty sure this fluid network is not being powered properly. So I'd like to do... FR fungible extension. Or no. Fluid fueling request extension. Because that's just already pre-made. To be exactly what it needs to be. Right. And then that is, I think, how I want to power these smelteries. Because then that way they'll use the heavy oil that we've got building up down for free from all the shale oil and everything. It just doesn't make sense to not use that. Alright, it comes over here, down. And then we're gonna have to delete Oh gosh. What is that? That's filling? Oh gosh. We were filling gasoline into that from... Oh, we were separately oh, okay. So what we're gonna have to do is connect that one separately to this. Oh gosh. Oh, we've done it now. All right. Okay, so first order of business, delete that connection and this one. So now all those smelteries are hooked together. Okay, and then we do want, well, I guess for now, we want this to be hooked up to these smelteries. But then we need this one to be a separate line. To here. Or over here, whatever. Wait, what? Oh, a bot just placed that. It's like, I didn't place that. Okay, so there's that one, and then there's this one. And this one, we want to hook up to the same... network. Okay, so when I do this, it should just be all the smelteries and nothing else. And it should go all the way back to this, which it does. Okay, nothing's powered. Bit of a problem, I'd say. And then separately, wait, where am I? Okay, I'm here. And then separately, we need the hookup for actually the acetylene and gasoline that we get from the main base. That was going over, I think, on this pipeline. That was going over here, yeah. The B fluid fuel. At a lower priority, because that's stuff we don't want to throw into trains for no reason. We have lots of other better priority fluid fuels. Like that heavy oil way down here. Which, did we put at a higher? Yeah, it's at priority 1. Perfect. Oh, but we're out of that heavy oil? Right, because we're not running any stone. Oh, that's so annoying. Huh. We are gonna have to start burning landfill. Which makes sense, but it's crazy at the same time. Okay, has this gotten any trains yet? Surely there's a train on the way, right? I don't see pressurized air in transit. Am I actually out of fluid fuels? Say it isn't so. Oh goodness. Yeah, let's head down here. Where is our... It really is mind-boggling that it doesn't save your settings on that. Oop, sorry about that. Need some coffee. Wait, batteries on trains? Oh, like a new battery production. I'm like, wait a second. So we're doing AUX first and then batteries? I guess. And now rebuild AUGs is happening, so that doesn't need to be part of that. Circuits on trains is done. So what's the situation here? I think what we want to do is measure... Oh, these items are stacked to triple now, by the way. By the freaking way. So what we want to do is measure... This is really tricky. How do we measure if stone is stopped up completely? Because really what we want to measure is the flow rate, not just if the belt is full. Because if the belt is full, that doesn't mean anything because the miners are filling the belt. So I guess all we need to measure then is just all the pieces separately. It's kind of annoying. But do we just measure stone plus gravel plus stone brick? I think so. So something like this. Really? Fine, I'll just put that there. Okay, so then we'll put this guy out here somewhere. And we want to measure stone and gravel and stone brick are all greater than... This gravel stopped at 14K. Oh, I guess that's just their natural number. Okay. So we'll say 13,000, 6,800, and 68,000. Okay. Then we'll output the... What signal? What signal would make sense here? We'll output the trash symbol because we want to be trashing the landfill. So then we have this guy, which will only run if this signal trash signal is 1. Okay. And then that should get us some stone flowing, which will get us carriage flowing. It's not a lot, because, you know, we only have 8 soil, and 8 soil is configured to match with the 9 gravel roughly. And so then it'll be 8 gravel, which comes from like what, 11-ish stone. So we're utilizing 11 plus the 8, about 19 stone a second. I guess we can also do another, here, hold on. We do need to do one more thing, which is just landfill. We need an and condition here. Landfill greater than 3,800. Output landfill. And so that way when it drops below 3,800 it'll stop. avoiding it. Okay, and that's not a perfect fix, but that'll get some Keratin running for shale oil. And that will help with making more gasoline. I mean, it's a big deal. Like, we get a lot of gasoline from that. We get aromatics from that. We get condensates from that. We get light oil and heavy oil for fuel. Gasoline, which is not being used for fuel right now, but it could be. So yeah, I definitely want that stuff running. We might need to find a way to ditch even more stone later. Which probably will be, I mean, this has got to be the way, right? Because we can make these in burner assemblers. So we can consume up to 10 stone a second per tier 2 assembler. Yeah, that's, and then you just delete the stone furnaces with burners. That's so ridiculous, but I think it's the best way to go. You'd think there'd be an easier way to ditch rocks. Huh. Guess not. Is this filling up? Yeah, it is. So this should be going up. Yeah. We are using the heavy oil as fuel. You know, weirdly, I should be using the light oil. Or I should be providing the light oil as well as a fungible fuel for fueling the base. Huh, there's an idea. We're already at 1 hour and 3 minutes. Holy crap, these episodes go real fast, don't they? I never set up the output for those, did I? Let's go fix that. This got so complex. I don't even know what I was doing here. I guess, what are we doing? What's happening to all this gasoline? Gasoline's getting pumped up here to this one. What happens when that overflows? I don't know. By the way, people were conjecturing some possible highest craft buildings in the entire game. One thing someone was curious about was like the bolts maker here. And that's pretty high, 268,000, 178,000. In fact, these are all around 268,000. Okay. Checking that whole build. Someone had asked about boilers, but unfortunately they don't count towards that. So that's not an option. Someone had thought about something with the wood processing unit here. That's 96,000. What about one of these like DDCs? No. 268,000 might be our winner so far. Oh, 248,000 right there. Tar processing unit stuff. Also, I just saw electricity is going yellow. I'm ignoring that. Okay, what about one other thing that was conjectured was the barreling machine for like Vraux. Ooh, 323,000. That's currently first place. 323,000. 353,000. The AUG barreling machine is in the lead. Dang, dude. 353,000. That's crazy. Trying to think of what else could even be up there. 283,000 here bolts in the in the old mall. Actually, thinking of auto mall, what about the bolts in auto mall? Those have got to be getting pretty high. 151,000 already. Yeah, we're getting up there. $217,000 already on copper wire, which I'm gonna bump up to 4,000 because it's silly not to. I don't know what I was thinking with these buffers. More the merrier. Yeah, but that 353,000, the AUG paddock one, is currently in the lead. All right, we're gonna be done with this episode here in a moment, but I'm just gonna fix that Phoenix output real quick. And yeah, for now, this is, I think, the best we're gonna do. At least we've got some shale oil running. At some point, I might need to create more fluid fuel. I don't know if we're actually running out or what, but... Okay, so then the output of Phoenix is here. So then boom, boom. Okay, there we go. Sweet. So now we've got a little bit more Phoenix going. And that should hopefully be enough to manage what we need. I don't know. Gosh, there's so much going on. Did I set up the tall oil here as a... I did. Okay, good, good, good. We did set that up to be able to fuel stuff. Oh, as I spin ammonia, make melamine and melamine resin, we also get fluid fuel for the base as tall oil. And then I guess the last thing I could do regarding that would be if we have excess BTX. Naphtha's only 600 kilojoules, so I'm a little hesitant to turn that into a fluid fuel just because the density is a bit lower, like quite a bit lower. But yeah, look at how much BTX we've trashed over the years. So why don't we add in a FP fungible here. Actual fluid BTX, mask fluid, pressurized air. Provide priority, this is going to be at a 1 as well, because if we've got this, it was just absolute utter trash that we were getting rid of anyway. This is requesting BTX to make methane. And then this is providing methane at what priority? At 0 priority. What's the methane? I know I said the episode is gonna be done, but what are we providing this at? At a priority of 1, perfect. So this methane gets used up first because it's essentially free. It uses CO2, but CO2 is super duper free at this point. So then the thing we need to do is, well, we need to pipe up wherever the BTX is getting trashed, right here. So we need to go rework that. So then this needs to go here with another overflow. No. Sort of. So we need to pump into a new network. I don't know, I just made that there. And then that needs to overflow into this. And then that network is now the BTX fuel network, which I'm over here. All the way up here and attached to here. So that then will be BTX fuel, and that's just free. So there's no reason not to do that. That's just an easy one. And we need power there. Okay, so the bots will get that built, and then that turns condensates into even more potential power, which we already talked about. Condensates, one condensates turns into 1 BTX eventually, which is a lot. That's 1 megajoule per BTX. I bet that pays for all the power that these things use even, and more. These use a megawatt, and this would need to run 3 times. Process 150, but it only takes 4 seconds. Yeah, I'm pretty sure the BTX more than makes up for that. Anyway, we're gonna have to call it an episode there. As always, thank you guys for watching. Let me know what you think down in the comments, and I'll see y'all in the next one.